Welcome back to the Real Insight YouTube channel. Today, I've brought you a rather strange, superb mystery film. This film is actually about a strange room that instantly grants any desire. The story of this film goes like this. There's a married couple. They buy a new house and move in. Before long, they find out there's a very strange room in this house. The strange thing about this room is that it gives them anything they ask for from it. Hearing this, you might also think, if only we had a room like this. But even though they get everything they ask for through this room, the couple isn't satisfied. Finally, they ask for one specific thing from the room. However, after that, they have to face terrible things. That's where the story of this superb film really begins. It's the 2019 English film called The Room. This film has received a rating of 6 out of 10 on IMDb. Today, I'm going to tell you the complete story of this superb film. I invite everyone to watch the story of this film until the final minute. Before we get to the video, a reminder, if there's anyone who hasn't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, please click the black subscribe button below right now. Subscribe, and be sure to click the bell icon next to it. The main characters in this film are the married couple, Matt and Kate. Matt is an artist. As the film begins, we see them having newly bought a house in a rural area. They go to this house and first start arranging the belongings they brought inside. Meanwhile, Matt tries to remove the old furniture in the house. At this time, Matt finds something like a key. Matt doesn't pay much attention to it and throws the key away with the other discarded items. However, after some time, Matt notices that some of the wallpaper on a wall in the house is peeling off. Matt then completely removes the wallpaper from that wall. At this moment, Matt sees that there's a door here. Matt realizes that the key-like object he found a short while ago fits this door. Matt then finds the key again among the things he discarded and puts it into the keyhole here. The door opens immediately. At this time, Matt calls Kate too. As they both go inside the room, the lights outside start flickering on and off. Matt tells Kate that they need to call an electrician about this problem. However, at this moment, they both realize there's nothing inside this room. Then we see an electrician arriving the next day to inspect the house. However, as the electrician examines the house's wiring, he realizes it's a very old house built a long time ago. He can't even figure out if there's a problem with the cables or not. The electrician then prepares to leave. Before leaving, the electrician asks Matt, "You guys aren't from around here, are you?" Matt then tells the electrician, "Yes, we're not from this area. We came here from New York." After that, the electrician tells Matt, a long time ago, a couple who lived in this house was found murdered. Didn't you know that before buying this house? But actually, Matt learns about it only at this moment. Matt then searches online about the incident. He finds several articles. In these articles, the house is referred to as the House of Blood. Matt reads through all of this. A couple named Paul and Madeline were murdered while living in this house some time ago. The police had arrested the murderer. However, the police couldn't find the identity of the murderer. Because of that, the police identified this murderer as John Doe. You know, the name John Doe is used to identify someone without an identity. In one place in this article, it is mentioned that the murderer said, "The room told me to do it." However, Matt doesn't take this too seriously. Next, we see Kate sleeping that night. Matt is drawing a picture of the murderer. Matt is an artist, after all. At this time, Matt is doing this while having a drink. Matt then casually takes the brandy bottle he's drinking from into that room. The bottle is actually almost empty now. At this moment, Matt says to himself, "If only I had another bottle of brandy." Instantly, the lights in the room start flickering on and off and then return to normal. At this very moment, Matt suddenly sees that the exact brandy bottle he just casually wished for has materialized in the room. But Matt cannot comprehend how a bottle like this appeared inside this room. Then we see Kate waking up the next morning. Kate comes to the room looking for Matt. By now, Matt has spent the whole night asking the room for everything he could think of, and he received everything he thought of from the room. There are champagne bottles, historical paintings. At this time, Kate comes and asks Matt, "Are you drunk?" Matt then tells Kate, "This room gives us anything we ask for. If you don't believe me, ask for something you want." Kate doesn't really believe these things. But because Matt insists, Kate asks, "It would be nice if I had $1,000. Immediately, just like before, the lights start flickering on and off and then return to normal. Then Matt finds $1,000 among the things here, materialized from within the room, just as Kate asked. At first, Kate can't believe it. Then Matt says again, "Ask for something else you want." Kate then says, "I want $1 million. Instantly, the lights start flickering again, and after a short while, they return to normal. Right then, they both see that $1 million is now in the room. However, after this, Kate starts to believe that she gets everything she asks for through this room. Then, the couple lives happily for some time, asking for whatever they can think of through this room. But neither of them can figure out how they receive every single thing they ask for through this room. Next, we see the house looking like a madhouse. They've received everything they asked for, and now they seem almost intoxicated. Then we see Matt has built a baby room. He brings Kate and shows her the baby room. Matt asks Kate, "Shall we try to have a baby again?" The reason is that they had tried to have a baby twice before, but both times, the expected child was lost. Because of that, Kate is not keen on this idea at all this time. Kate is afraid of getting pregnant again and losing the baby. However, after a while, Kate goes into the room alone and thinks, "Isn't what Matt said actually a very good thing?" After a short time, Matt comes looking for Kate. It is at this moment he sees Kate holding a baby in her arms. You can probably guess what Kate has done. She went into the room that grants everything asked for and wished. "We want a baby," and indeed, they received a baby boy just as requested. They've already named the baby Shane, but Matt doesn't like this at all. Matt tells Kate, "This is not what I meant. We got everything we asked for through that room. What I meant was that we should try and conceive a child ourselves, but now it's too late." Matt then tells Kate to take the child back to the room and undo what she created, saying they don't want it. Then they both go to the room. Kate really doesn't want to lose the child she received this way. Matt then takes the child by the hand and is about to ask the room, "We don't want this child. Make it disappear," but even Matt can't do it. Even though obtained through the room, it's still a small child. However, after that, the couple decides, "Okay, let's raise this child now." Then we see that night, the little baby starts crying loudly. Matt goes back to the room and asks for a bottle with breast milk. Before he can even finish asking, the bottle materializes through the room. But as Matt brings the bottle back, Kate has already started breastfeeding the baby with her own milk. This shows us how much Kate loves this child. It's because of that love that Kate now has milk to give the baby, but Matt is troubled by this incident. Matt then looks up details about the murderer who killed the previous couple, the one known as John Doe. Matt finds out that this John Doe is currently in a mental hospital. Then, taking some of the money materialized through the room, Matt goes to the mental hospital disguised as a reporter to meet this John Doe. Matt tells the man, "You murdered a couple who lived in that house a long time ago. We live in that house now." John Doe then tells Matt, "I knew someone would eventually move into that house again, and then that person would come to meet me. So you are living in that house now. What have you asked for from that room by now? You must be very happy, right?" However, what Matt wants to find out from this man is why he murdered the couple who lived there. Matt then asks the man about it. John Doe then tells Matt that was actually the final solution. Anyway, don't stay in that house. Don't go asking for anything else from that room. Get out of that house quickly. Matt really can't understand why this man gave such advice. Next, we see Matt preparing to go home, but needing gas for the car, Matt goes to a gas station. When he tries to pay for the gas, Matt realizes he only finds ash in his pocket. That means the money he brought from home is gone. Matt realizes that only ashes are left in his pocket. Matt then goes home, takes some of the money materialized through the room, and throws it out the window. At this moment, Matt sees every banknote simply turning into ash. Then Matt does something else. He takes one of the paintings materialized through the room and places it near the front doors so that half of the painting is outside. At this moment, Matt sees that only the part of the painting outside the house simply decays away. Now you probably understand, nothing requested from this room can be taken outside this house. It can only be kept inside. However, Matt doesn't tell Kate about this incident. The next thing Matt does is try to break down the room that provides everything to see what's really inside. But Matt realizes this won't work because wherever he breaks the room, there's just a pile of cables. However, Matt finds the house's blueprints at this time, but he can't understand anything from these plans. Then, one day, we see Kate trying to go outside with the child. Matt knows very well what will happen if this child is taken outside, but Matt doesn't tell Kate. However, Kate, unaware of this, takes the child and goes outside. At this moment, Kate realizes the child starts crying loudly. Not only that, but it seems like the child's body has started to burn. However, Matt can't bear to watch this any longer. Matt then brings the child back inside, but can you imagine what happened? The one taken outside was an infant, but when brought back inside, the child has now aged into a 10-year-old boy. From this, you now understand, right? Nothing created by the room can go outside. It decays like that. But a small child doesn't just decay instantly. They grow old and age before decaying. However, because Matt intervened and brought the child back inside, his aging stopped when he became a 10-year-old. Kate really cannot comprehend what happened. Matt then explains to Kate, the man who murdered the couple who lived in this house long ago is now in a mental hospital. I went to meet him. He told me to get out of this house quickly, but now I understand. Even though we get everything we ask for through this room, we can't take those things out of this house. That's the only condition. However, while the two are talking, Shane comes there. He doesn't know anything. He thinks these are his mother and father. Next, we see Kate trying her best to teach Shane, but Shane is not a child who listens to what is said. Kate tells Shane to eat his food. At this moment, Shane puts a few ice cubes from the glass into his mouth and chews them. Kate tells Shane, doing that is not good for your teeth, but Shane doesn't even listen at this moment. We then see Matt has ordered something from outside. At this point, you might wonder, with a room that grants everything they ask for, what did Matt order from outside? Matt actually ordered a pistol. Matt takes the pistol outside and practices firing it, because Matt now realizes that some big problem might happen in the future, so it's good to keep one nearby. A pistol materialized through the room cannot be taken outside, right? That's why Matt managed to order this pistol from outside. Then we see Shane, one day when no one is around, opening the front door and trying to go outside, but Kate sees this. Kate brings Shane inside and scolds him, telling him not to even think about going outside again. The lie they told him is that the outside is full of germs, so don't even think about going out. However, the next thing Kate does is board up every door and window in the house from the outside so that it's impossible to leave. Matt, however, doesn't agree with any of this. Because of this, problems have started constantly arising between Matt and Kate. To put it simply, Matt is now staying in a separate room. Then we see an incident that night. Kate is trying to sleep. Shane comes there. He tells his mother, Kate, Mom, I want to be with you always. Can I come sleep next to you? At this moment, Kate takes Shane close to her. After that, the two of them sleep together. Then we see something happening the next day. Shane secretly goes into Matt's room, picks up a glass ball that's there, and keeps looking at it. During this time, Matt arrives. At the same moment, the glass ball in Shane's hand falls to the ground and shatters completely. Matt doesn't like Shane at all, right? So Matt throws Shane out of the room. Kate finds out about this incident. Kate comes and scolds Matt, asking why he did such a thing. Then Matt tells Kate, that child isn't real, it's an illusion. You got that child because you went to that room and asked for it. None of this is real. However, Shane, who is outside at this time, overhears the two of them arguing. Then we are shown something happening that night. Shane secretly goes into this room. Can you guess what Shane asks for after going into this room? Shane has asked for another glass ball, just like the one that broke in his hand in Matt's room. Then later, we are shown Matt waking up in his room in the morning. At this time, Matt sees a glass ball just like the one that broke in Shane's hand placed in front of him. So Matt, thinking Kate must have asked for this, goes looking for Kate. He finds her and asks, "Why did you ask for something like this again through that room?" But Kate actually hadn't asked for such a thing. Because of that, at this moment, the two of them realize that Shane must have somehow gone into that room. Meanwhile, we see the lights in this house starting to flicker on and off. From that itself, we understand that Shane must have gone into that room and is asking for something. So at this time, Matt and Kate go to this room to check. Can you guess what Shane has asked for from this room? Shane can't go outside, right? Because of that, the thing Shane has asked for from this room is a good environment where he can go outside and play. That means a large forest has been created beyond this room. Not only that, even snow is falling here. However, at this time, Kate is very happy because Shane can now go outside and play. But Matt doesn't agree with it. Matt forcibly brings Shane inside and scolds him. "Why are you doing things like this? There's no problem now, is there? We can live here," he says. Then he says, "No, this is very dangerous. Shane is a small child. If by chance, this child asks for a dragon from this room, a dragon will also be created inside this house. Because of that, neither you nor I can enter this room again. From now on, only I will enter this room. Meanwhile, a call comes to this house. Shane answers it. The person actually speaking at this time is that man, John Doe. After a child answers the phone from this house, he truly understands that Matt must have asked for a child through that room too. Anyway, later Matt comes and answers the phone. At this time, Kate asks Shane, "Who was that? Really?" The thing is, Kate secretly listens in on another phone in the house to what Matt and John Doe are talking about. At this time, Matt asks John Doe, "Everything created through that room can only be kept inside the house. I know that. So isn't there a way to take things created through that room outside?" John Doe knows Matt has asked for a child through this room. Then Matt asks, "Who actually asked for that child from the room?" Matt replies, "My wife did it." Then John Doe says, "Everything through that room can only be kept inside the house. But there is one way anything can be taken outside. The thing that needs to be done for that is, the person who asked for that thing through the room must die." Then John Doe explains, "My mother and father had the same problem. Both of them together had wished for me. That means both of them had to die for me to live. What my mother did was, she killed my father, then my mother asked me to kill her too. So I had nothing else to do. Then I killed my mother too. You know what happened after that, don't you? From this, you should understand now. For Shane to live, Kate has to die. However, at this time, Kate is listening to all of this. Kate takes the car from the house and drives out. Kate is actually trying to commit suicide by driving the car, but Kate is afraid to do it. Kate goes like this and stays outside for a whole day. During that time, Shane comes to Matt, meeting his father, and asks, "Dad, when is Mom coming?" But now Matt tells Shane, "You are not real." "You are an illusion, you can never leave this house." But Shane doesn't accept it. Then Matt drags Shane and forces him to go outside. But Shane is scared to go outside, then Shane goes to his room. However, at this moment, Matt realizes that he was very cruel to Shane. Then Matt comes and talks with Shane. At this time, Shane asks Matt, "Dad, can you tell me a story?" Then we are shown Kate returning home. At this moment, Kate sees Matt and Shane sleeping together on the same bed. After seeing this, Kate is very happy. However, Matt sees at this time that Kate has returned home. So the two of them are together that night. Shane is secretly watching this incident. Then we see Matt and Kate waking up. The two of them go to check if Shane is in his room, but Shane is not in the room. Then as Matt and Kate come to the door, they see the door is open. At this time, both Matt and Kate think that maybe Shane went outside. But they know what happens if Shane goes outside. However, at this moment, both of them see Shane in the room opposite. But it's not the 10-year-old Shane, he is about 25 years old. From that itself, we understand that Shane must have gone outside, waited for a few seconds until he became a young man of about 25, and then come back inside. You might remember, everything created through that room decays or ages if it goes outside the house. Using that method, Shane has now become a 25-year-old young man. The reason for that is, Shane has a desire in his heart for Kate, not as a mother. Shane has a strong liking for Kate, to be together with her. So at this time, Shane tells Kate, "I am grown up now." However, at this moment, both Kate and Matt see that Matt's pistol is now with Shane. After seeing this, the two of them get very scared. Matt jumps in between. Then Shane tells Matt, "I hate you." Then Shane tells Kate, "You said we would always be together. But you are lying to me, aren't you?" At this moment, Matt suddenly pushes Shane aside and lunges towards Shane to grab the pistol in his hand. But at this time, Kate falls to the ground and loses consciousness. After a little while, Kate regains consciousness. Kate sees Matt right next to her. At this time, Matt tells Kate, "While I was struggling with Shane, Shane got shot. Then I took his body outside. Then that body completely turned to ash. Then Kate goes outside with Matt. But not even Shane's ashes are left." After seeing this, Kate is very sad. Then the two of them go inside. At the same time, we are shown Matt regaining consciousness elsewhere. Then who is that with Kate? Let's see what happens next in the story. However, at this time, Matt searches throughout this house to see if Shane or Kate are in the house. But neither of them is inside this house. However, at this time, Matt sees that the door to that room is now locked. Then we are shown Kate and Matt again. Now you might understand, there are two Matts. However, at this time, this Matt is eating. Kate tells Matt, "Let's leave this house now, shall we?" But Matt tells Kate, "We don't need to leave like that. Even if we leave, we don't have money, at least because of this room, we get food and drinks. So let's stay in this house." However, at this time, Kate notices Matt chewing ice cubes. From that itself, Kate realizes that the one here looking like Matt is none other than Shane. Then we are shown the real Matt. The real Matt doesn't give up his efforts. At this time, breaking through the wall here, via cables, he comes directly into the forest that Shane created through the room. Then we are shown Kate again. Kate now knows very well that the one with Matt's appearance is Shane. However, at this time, Shane, who looks like Matt, comes and tries to assault Kate. At this time, Shane tells Kate, "I saw the two of you together." At the same time, Kate gets scared, pushes Shane, who looks like Matt, aside, and tries to escape from here. Then we are shown the real Matt again. As the real Matt comes through this forest, he sees a house exactly like the one they lived in, created through the room. Then we are shown Kate trying to escape. However, during this time, Shane, who looks like Matt, comes, attacks Kate, and forcibly stays with her. However, during this time, the real Matt enters this house. Shane, who looks like Matt, hears that sound. Then this Shane who looks like Matt, goes to check on that sound. After some time passes, Kate regains consciousness. Kate then tries to escape from this house. But at this time, Kate sees two people with Matt's appearance. Kate cannot even figure out who the real Matt is. However, at this time, the real Matt tells Kate, "Kate, I am the real Matt. Don't you remember I call you June out of love?" At the same time, the Matt standing on the other side tells Kate, "June baby, come, go with me." However, at this time, Kate goes towards the Matt who called her June 2nd. But at this moment, Kate pushes that Matt down. Because Kate knew very well that the person who called her June for the first time was the real Matt. Having overheard that, the person looking like Matt who spoke second was Shane. Kate's intuition was exactly right. The Matt who fell to the ground regains consciousness. Shane now has his own appearance back. During this time, Matt and Kate tried to escape. But this house is built according to Shane's wishes. Because of that, Matt and Kate cannot even figure out how to escape from this house. But at this time, Matt gets an idea. What that is, you will find out in a little while. Then we see Shane coming downstairs. Shane sees Matt and Kate trying to escape through the main door. Shane then takes a knife, comes, stabs the Matt standing here, and kills him. At the same time, Shane sees the Kate standing here suddenly freeze, as if stuck. However, at this moment, Shane sees the real Kate and Matt escaping outside. Now, you might understand what actually happened. Shane asked for a house just like theirs through the room that grants every wish. That house also has a similar room. Through that room, Matt had asked to create duplicates of himself and Kate. It was the copy of Matt standing there that Shane stabbed and killed with the knife. The one on the other side was Kate's copy. However, using the time they got, the two of them tried to go to the house they were in before. Somehow, these two come inside the original house and try to escape from the house, because Shane cannot come out here outside the original house. But Shane also runs after these two at this time, comes and suddenly grabs Matt. Matt jumps out of this house, pulling Shane along with him. You know what happens when something created through the room that grants every wish goes outside this house, right? Shane is also something created like that. Because he went outside the house, at this time, Shane not only starts to age rapidly, but finally turns completely into ash and is destroyed from here. At the end of this film, we see an incident happening a month later. By this time, Kate and Matt are living in a separate hotel, but actually, at this time, Kate is very scared due to one incident. The reason is that Kate is now pregnant. The reason Kate is scared is that Shane was together with Kate at that time. Kate is scared that she is pregnant because of Shane. Just as this story ends, it shows the lights in this hotel they are staying in starting to flicker on and off. That's how the story of this film ended. The way the story ended suggests there might be a second part, but a second part of this film has not come out yet. However, through this superb film, The Room, released in 2019, it has shown us that if humans start getting everything they ask for, what's truly there is just great destruction. There is real value only in things achieved through hard work. So definitely leave your opinion as a comment below. Also, a reminder, if there's anyone who still hasn't subscribed to the Real Insight YouTube channel, click the subscribe button below and definitely click the bell icon next to it too. Let's meet soon with another superb film.